Hey, what's going on, people? It's Tuesday. I better turn this music off. Sweet Gladys. Excuse me. I listen to all kinds of music. And I know some of you folks think you got me figured out, but you don't. Where are my fucking glasses? May as well just keep on going. February 2nd. I'm just going to riff. A few things on my mind. But I'll share with you the last thing that I was really getting into musically yesterday. Surviving in the 80s. André Cymone, who came to our attention through being in Prince's band. Particularly the song "What Are We Doing Here" is what I really like on here. Some of the songs on here are just very typical when it comes to the lyrical content, so it just doesn't keep my interest. But musically, I really like this sound from the 80s, and he was trying to go for it. I think he had everything that he needed, and it was an example of, I talk about it a lot because it's a big deal, because of racism. They could only have one prince, There is tokenism. I also have this other of his albums. He's got more, but I have these two when he got that deal with Columbia from being with Prince. Both these albums are very good. They do have an 80s sound, but they're good. What Are We Doing Here? Made a video for that song. It's really good. I think it's a very, very, very good song. So I'll be a little bit topical this morning and share your thoughts with me. Don't be rude. It perplexes me how we're continually dealing with the police treating people of color like garbage. The latest thing with the 9-year-old girl who needed a psych eval, and that footage is very disturbing. You don't see the police treating little white girls like that. It's not right. Why does it keep happening? And where are all the black voices of dissent? I know there's some, but in the hip-hop community, why is it not on fire with voices raging against the madness? I think it's because they've been compromised. This one goes back. Last Poets. These men really took a bold step when they made this album. And almost everything they say on it is still relevant. Unfortunately, where are the Public Enemy? Public Enemy is speaking out, but it's like, where's Kendrick? Where's Kendrick? And what do people like Future have to say about all this mess? And Travis Scott, and these people making all this money? I'm not being judgmental, I'm just saying. It's like, what's going on here? Jay-Z, Beyonce. I guess that's what it's about. You get the good life and you just shut up. I don't know. That's what's on my mind this morning a little bit. Musically, I'm all over the place. Yes, I was trying to think of Big Star 1000. I know he's French, but I think of him in relation. Did he live in Australia? And then Chris 4127 Basket was another person I was trying to think of. And there are some other folks. Jeff McLennan, Glowing Cabbage. A lot of people, There's been a lot of time on here. Musically, yesterday I really got into Sparks' Come On to My House. A documentary is going to be coming out about them, and I want to see it. Unique American band, yeah, they sound British. They just don't sound American. And this whole album is very weird. I love it. Early electronic masterpiece to me. The Bridge by Thomas Leer and Robert Rental on Throbbing Gristle's industrial label. Somehow this came up, something I was looking at, and I pulled it, and it's like, whoa, this is still sounds dangerous in parts, which is really cool. Just really edgy. Really good. Got into some Omar Rodriguez-Lopez from Mars Volta. Very interesting cat. I wonder what he's up to these days. Very creative, really almost kind of like a manic energy that Mars Volta had. They were like where everything is about to just fly apart with this energy that was just dialed up to 1,000. This is way cool. This is very jammy, but written. I say jammy because they play the music with a lot of conviction, and it's like they're playing it hard. Oh, we're gonna keep it right about there. One more. Slap, Pratique. This is one guy, but it's from the 80s. It was called Broken Beat. People are always trying to find ways of genreizing things, but this has held up well. It's electronic, instrumental, and really pretty unique sounding, which is what I like the most about anything. I like things that are unique. Still getting into Cloud Over Jupiter. I am listening to it. It's good. And something else that happened, then I'll go, recently was I went down to Homer's, my local independent record store, just to look. And I did buy something, but they also had these. And I've tried to avoid them, but I went ahead and got them because it's like, man, I do want these. These are unofficial Charlie remasters of Gong's two parts of the trilogy, Angel's Egg and Flying Teapot. Now, I got to talk about these for a second because they tried to put these out as a box set a few years ago, and David Allen's family and band members just created an uproar. And I think they got it stopped because it turns out that Charlie does not have, or there's a disconnect between ownership of this music and who's getting paid for it. Apparently, David Allen and his family, band members, received no royalties from Charlie's issuing of these records. Now, when I bought them the other day, I was excited because it's like, man, they sound good, they look good, they have the booklet. So I posted them, and I posted them in the Gong group, and I just about got eviscerated. You know, it's like, I was like just about drawn and quartered. Don't buy those. The family doesn't get any money. They're ripoffs. And so I deleted them. I'm sorry. This, unfortunately, has happened to a lot of people. And I'm sorry that there's no scruples when it comes to making money in the entertainment industry. I'm glad to have these. I'm sorry that the family does not get any compensation for these. But do these sound better than the originals? Yeah, they do. But again, it's a really unfortunate thing that's happened way too often and still happens too often where people are not compensated correctly. I have even found myself, my music, being sold online from platforms from other countries. I don't know who these people are. I never gave them any permission. You know, it happens way too much. Just wanted to share that. As always, I hope you're all doing well. The news is just shittier than shit. So let's just try to have good moments.